Okay, just bear with me a second. I want to show all you guys something. I'm here at Rehabber Sarah's house. I was just changing the dressings on the little baby possum, but let me get all these little squirrels out that she got today, because I got a cute little story. Okay, so you see we've got these 3 squirrels here who all have their eyes open, and their fur is in real good. And then we've got a little bitty baby here. Got this one here. Yes, I know, I'm sorry. So these little ones right here, you know, these are like these are like what, 5-week-old maybe. They look like about 4 to 5 weeks old, something like that. And this one down here is like this is like about a week to 2 week old. I'm sorry. Here, let me. But anyway, Sarah got all of these little baby squirrels today, and they were found in the same nest. And the story was, it was under the hood of a non-running vehicle, that somebody raised the hood to work on it, and there was a squirrel nest in there in the engine compartment. And here was in the nest was all 4 of these babies, those 3 and this little tiny one here. So what's remarkable about this, though, is that, of course, this little one here is not exactly a sibling as this. Wasn't born at the same time. He wasn't part of the same original litter. But this is something I've told many of you about, and I know a lot of actual squirrel rehabbers don't know this, although I've known this for a long time. But what squirrels will do is that if a mama doesn't come home, if her babies are orphaned and something happens to her, she gets hit by a car or a hawk gets her or something, and she doesn't come home that afternoon, and her babies are orphaned, then eventually, you know, they're going to get hungry and they're going to start crying. They're going to be wondering where their mom is, so they're going to cry for their mama. So after a little bit of that, mama not coming home, if there is another mama squirrel around who is related to the orphan one's mama, say if there's an aunt, an auntie squirrel, who is in another nearby tree, and she's also raising babies, and her sister dies, or say maybe it was her daughter or something, related, family-related female squirrel, then the one who hears the babies crying, she will go and get those babies from the nest, the ones that are orphaned, and she will carry them back to her nest, and she will raise them as her own. And that is what happened in this case. So this little baby, sadly, everybody was orphaned. Everybody ended up getting orphaned, but this one would have been first orphaned, and then the mother of these bigger ones, she went down and got this baby and brought it back to her nest. And this is probably a little, what gender this one is. That's a little boy, so that may have been, her grandson or her nephew, and she went down and got him and brought him back to raise with her other big ones. So that's what they do. But unfortunately, then everybody ended up getting orphaned in the end. But the happy part of that story is that they got rescued. This one had another sibling with it, but when it was found, it was already dead when the nest was discovered in that engine compartment. Everybody is probably going to end up surviving now, so that's the good news.